Yeah, we were just talking about it. It apparently went well.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to answer that before me.
Will and I weren't there. We were actually we were filming Graham Norton, so apparently it was incredible. And watching it with an audience, I'm very jealous. I really want to, but
I know, yeah.
we will do it some point.
No, Alan and I sat together last night when we watched it, and the truth is that that's the first time I've seen it in its full incarnation. And Alan and I cried 5 times. We held
cried a little bit.
Held hands throughout. And
Did you sing along?
Well, I had my daughter there who did.
Yes.
Guy's daughter was adorable. I was sitting a little bit down from them, and she was dressed up as Jasmine. And you know, kids, they can't lie. She was up on her feet the whole time, dancing, screaming. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. I got a video of it, by the way, and I have to have you approve it before I post it or something.
That's very funny because everyone's been sending me videos. Of my daughter.
Well,
Clearly,
I
there are a
have
lot of
one.
people-
And we got a genuine applause about, what, 5 times? It was amazing. It was a wonderful reaction.
Now, the great thing about making a family movie, which I'm not familiar with, is the warmth that radiates from such a positive and generous, spirited film. And Mena and I had a bit of a cuddle at the end of it there. But the only thing that was missing, and I forgot that Will and Naomi weren't there.
You forgot we weren't there?
Wow.
Well, it's because you were on the screen the whole time.
You got so caught up in the experience that it was a sort of given that you were there, and I went looking for you both, and it was very upsetting that you weren't there because really it was the first time that we'd seen it.
Yeah.
Well, I would have liked it to have been together. Yeah, I mean, Alan's right because I've never had that reaction from a film before. But honestly, it is the generosity of spirit, wouldn't you say, Alan? It's uncynical.
Yeah.
The film's not cynical and leaves you with a sort of very positive taste, and that's my greatest takeaway from it.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's just great to be out here doing these things when you have a good movie.
Yeah.
Because I've been in front of most of you quite a few times with I mean,
Let's not name names.
less than spectacular.
Let's not name names,
I'm not gonna, but less than spectacular films. And the first question is always, so how are Jada and the kids? Yeah, that was spectacular. Just the singing, dancing, drama, comedy, action, the adventure is everything that I've cultivated as a performer for the last 30 years to be able to do it in one film, and for a big chunk of it to be CGI. The great thing with the CGI is you get 2, 3, and 4 opportunities to get it right. You do it one time in rehearsal, and you kind of like it, and then you do it on set, and you sort of like the lines you came up with. Then you go into motion capture, and then you can try something different. So it's so many opportunities to be able to get it right. So I loved it.
This was sort of the reason I went looking for you last night, was actually it was the consistency of your performance, which for you and I on the day is hard to recognise. But when you watch it as a whole, that's the principal reason I came looking for you, because it actually looked like we knew what we were doing.
Right? Yeah.
I met Naomi before we even got the roles. We tested together, and obviously Disney really wanted to make sure the chemistry was there. And I think we got each other right away. We have similar energy, and our humor is similar. I think we were raised in very similar households, so we just got along, and I think hopefully you can see that on screen.
Yeah, when we tested together, I think for me, Mena just brought this vulnerability, you know, to the character that I think, yes, Aladdin
Couldn't stop crying.
He was just crying. He was so sensitive. Oh my gosh. No, but like,
I need this role so bad.
please
I
give
need
me a
this so
job.
bad, girl. Please don't mess it up for me. They're making us test together, so my performance is going to be linked to yours. So please.
Well, clearly they sent you the tapes, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, but Aladdin is fun, cheeky, bouncy, but he's so much more than that as well. And like, come on, how can you not fall in love with this face? Look at this. Look at the eyes.
He's so
He says,
handsome.
and when he
He's
says,
so
do you
handsome.
trust me? I mean, come on. Like, that's why, yeah, it was very easy in that moment. He's pretty.
Yeah, and Naomi, I know we're tooting each other's horns here, but Naomi really brings that that empowerment and that strength to the role. And I don't think anyone else could have done it quite like her. So I'm very blessed to have gone on this journey with her.
Same.
She's an absolute dream, and I absolutely love her.
And while we're talking about Naomi, I want to say, because that was one of the brilliant new additions to this version of the film, the idea that Princess Jasmine wanted to rule. Right, so that was a sort of a new storyline that was added from the visionary mind of Guy Ritchie. Like that idea that she wanted to rule was such a delicate and fantastic way to be able to create the modern element of this character. But she was in a world where that's ridiculous. A woman can't be Sultan. A woman isn't allowed to rule, and she was fighting to, you know, for that position. And then the song "Speechless," I think, is the signature of this version of the film. And I just
Maybe
want
the
to applaud
signature
you.
of a generation.
Yes, it is. I will not go speechless, and that was fantastic. And that's when I knew that we were winning. The day you did that, I was like, okay, this movie's gonna work.
And is that day's up, right?
Yeah. I forgot
Right.
about that. Yeah. So.
Oh, I shouldn't have given you this.
Oh, I forgot. So we're on set, and
I've given it.
she Naomi just did.
You tell this story so different. to how I tell the
Brilliant
story.
rendition of "Speechless," and it's one shot, and she's walking
gonna
through,
exaggerate it.
and she's crying. This is the 100% truth. And she's crying, and everything is great, and it's like it was a moment for all of us on set. And she had that big vein in the middle of her forehead, and she will
Guy
not go
was crying
speechless.
again.
Every guy was crying, and I was really moved, and I go walking over to her to go say, "Great job."
Yeah, and I didn't
Good
know.
job.
It's not like I'd been.
And her
whatever.
back is to me. Her back is to me, and I go, and you know, it was so emotional. And I say, "Hey, Naomi," and in slow motion, she turns around. And she turns around, and she goes, and I already have my hand up for the high five.
Yeah.
And she turns around, and she goes, and turns around, and my hand is already up, and she goes, and I'm like, no.
Okay. First of all, it was not that exaggerated, you guys.
Full
But no, it was
snot
not.
high
It was
five.
not.
And I'm
No.
like, you know, she's a young
No.
actress. She's just giving
No.
a great performance.
I rebuke
can't-
that in the name of
I
Jesus.
can't pull back.
No.
I can't take the high. So it was like a full snot high five splashing out of the fingers.
Okay, he's
All right.
exaggerating.
Good job.
Number one.
Good job.
And it was like a tiny, just like a little, you know, it was just like.
It was
you
a
know, she
full
just goes
boogie
like
snot
that.
high
and
five.
Also, I didn't know, like, it was Will Smith coming up to give me a high five. And I'm like, I'd literally.
And we had a
we'd
brief
spent,
moment
like,
where we caught
knew.
eyes. We caught eyes. And we both knew she had
I was
boogie
like, are
snot
we
on her
doing this?
hand.
And then
we
I
both
couldn't back
knew. And I
out.
was like, are you
And I was
going to
like,
have
I
the
don't know what to
integrity
do.
to stop
Oh
your
my
hand
gosh.
right now?
And
Because
then-
I'm trying to give you love, and I'm not going to stop. It
But
was like-
because if
it
you
was
know
like
what I mean,
snot
like it was
chicken.
so
We were
split
playing.
second, and there was no, it was fine. There was no
It was
snot on my
good,
hand.
but she did
anyway,
a great-
the next
sorry.
day at the
That was
gym,
too much.
the
That
next
was
day
too
at the
much.
gym, I literally was like, I need to just, I have
then
to
she
say
didn't say
this.
anything, and
So
I
I was
didn't
like,
say
shall
anything.
we talk about
This
what
is what you
happened
guys
yesterday?
came for, right? This
Yeah,
is right
sorry.
here.
I was just about to
So
ask Guy,
that's the snot
how did you
story.
get?
Story.
And I shouldn't have never given him that ammunition. I don't know why. But anyway, there's this really great song called Speechless, and
It
it's
was a
written by
great
Alan
scene.
Menken, who's won 8 Oscars.
I delivered a little bit of snot on
Yeah.
the piano as I wrote the song, so it actually.
Yes, thanks, Al.
Yeah.
And I cried. No, I think actually when we wrote that song, I wrote the song with this team of Pasek and Paul, who I think people know wrote Greatest Showman and
La La Land.
and Dear Evan Hansen, are very, very talented. And we wrote this song, and when we delivered this song, I think it also kind of pushed it pushed everyone to go, okay, now if we're going to earn this song, we're going to have to really also lay into that journey of Jasmine and how she's really kept silent and how she has to find her voice. So it was, all of that came together in a pretty organic way.
And it was weird, the timing of when we filmed that song as well. There was a lot going on in the world that I felt like related so much to that moment.
It was very Me Too, yeah.
Yeah, and I think for me, I definitely, performing that song, I really took that on. I wanted to I wanted it to be raw and angry. I didn't want it to be kind of this pretty performance. So it was a very emotional day. And I remember that after the first take, it was like finished. And obviously I just felt emotional. And you came up, but I had to do like a lot more takes. So I had to kind of conserve my energy. And Guy came up to me and he just looked at me and I went, "No, go away, because you're about to start to cry." And I was like, I can't. I was like, I've got to do this 3 more times. So yeah, it was
There's a lot of
special.
crying on set.
So much crying.
Just
From
like
my audition tape to Speechless. I mean, there's
to the premiere. It's a full circle.
Literally.
Full circle.
And the anthem, the friend like me is ridiculous. Like, what the thing is with the friend like me is how much it bends into other things. When we first went into the studio, I was really concerned about how I would get my signature onto the film, and then we started messing with "Friend Like Me" was the first song, and there's a hip hop breakbeat by the Honey Drippers called "Impeach the President," and it's like a hip hop breakbeat staple. So I had them grab the drum loop from that and started messing with "Friend Like Me" over that. So for me, that song was the one that was the central sort of it opened the genie up within me. I realized how, and I'm not crying. I have allergies. It looks like just my allergies. I know. I was like, oh no, my eyes go to drip. That I think that song was the one that really showed me that I could find the genie in a way that would satisfy the nostalgic yearning of the audience, but also be able to add a new flavor.
And by the way, people applauded after your number yesterday.
Really?
After "Friend Like Me," yep.
Oh.
You killed it.
Because I've only seen it with like 7 or 8 people. I've never seen it in a full audience.
You would have been very happy.
Yeah.
Go in disguise. When it comes out, go in disguise and watch it with a...
I'm
that's what I
definitely
usually
doing
do.
that.
Yeah.
I'm going
Do you
to a
do
cinema.
that actually? Wait, you need to tell me the stories
Do you think
about
you can do
that.
that?
Yeah, I always go for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I always go and I sit in the back row and I watch the movie every night. Yeah, I was terrified with that. It's like when you get that call, hey, we're gonna redo Aladdin, Will. We want you to be a part of it. It's like, hey, Will, we're thinking of redoing The Godfather. We're thinking of you for the Al Pacino role. Like, dude, you don't want to go anywhere near those kinds of roles. It's like there's Robin didn't leave much room for improvement in the Genie. So the first thing that I thought about was that it was going to be live action. So I knew there would be some opportunities, and it would look and feel different being live action. And then the next thing, what I discovered in the process is that Robin Williams actually revolutionized what you could do in an animated film. It's like before that time, nobody was really using that amount of current references and things like that. He sort of created this omnipresent genie who had been forward and backward in time and had the full scope and breadth of time and human experience to draw from for comedy. So that was revolutionary.
Will, I want to point one thing
Yes.
out. Robin, in animation, went into the studio. He would do one take, another take, another take, another take, and they cut them together. You had to go and do it write in real time.
Ooh. Okay. I
Think
didn't-
about
yeah.
that.
That's a whole
That is
different
true. Yeah,
challenge.
when you had the opportunity.
You filled those
know.
shoes and then some.
Yeah, it didn't make it any easier.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't make it less scary, because but they really
That's what I'm
captured,
saying.
though. Yeah,
Yeah.
they captured, something that was for a generation. When you're marking people's childhoods. So what I wanted to do was find a way to create an homage to Robin and to the performance that, with the songs and everything, that people would still connect to, but then be able to add that new hip hop flavor.
Just be warned, there are no quick answers when you...
No. No, we're gonna do yes and no from here on out.
No, we are not.
No, that's Guy's job. Guys are yes and no.
Now, you don't get to direct the press conference.
Hey.
It's my job.
Just saying.
You directed
Be warned.
the movie. You directed the movie. You do not get to direct the press conference. It wasn't an inspiring line as much as the relationship that Mena and I were able to create as Genie and Aladdin, and then also the relationship that we were able to create and still creating with Will and Mena. There was when we first came onto set, because my character was CGI, I felt like I had a whole lot more bandwidth to pay attention. And just where I'm at in my life right now. So the relationship that were and still are cultivating is a lot like the Genie Aladdin relationship. We're talking just yesterday. It's like I want them to see how beautiful a moment and an opportunity that this is in their lives and in their careers. So, every moment during the day, I say, hey, stop, relax, take a minute, realize where you are, realize what you've done, and enjoy these moments. If you can't enjoy it now, you'll never be able to enjoy it, And I hope, what was your experience in?
Yeah, it was really organic, and I don't think it's anything anyone thought of. But as I got to know Will in real life, Aladdin was getting to know the Genie and building that relationship with him. And I think the lesson that I kind of learned the most from Aladdin and the Genie is that, Aladdin is at a point in his life where he promises to use his third wish to set him free, and then he apologizes that he's not going to do that anymore. And the Genie's like, I don't care about that. He's like, I just want you to get it. I want you to get the point. I don't care about you setting me free. And that's kind of really the epitome of the journey for Aladdin, is that he gets to this point and he still doesn't get it, so then he falls. But he's able to pick himself back up. So there's a lot of lessons to be learned, and Will's amazing.
The approach was to create an Agrabah, which we believed was representative of a sort of a multicultural Middle Eastern part of the world. It was in part fantasy, but there was an organic tone that just seemed natural. And the cast reflects that, but that's really what we were after, was a multicultural representation of what we thought this part of the world should have been. So hence we have the cast that we have.
I was very uncomfortable doing Blueface.
Hey. First of all, yes, Africa earrings, yes. Feeling that. Okay, what did we audition to stand at? Okay, I mean, for me
You can't
personally...
just give compliments. You got to answer the question.
Oh, no, but I'm loving it. It deserved a compliment. For me, I think what was great was that I had a really strong idea of what I wanted to do with this character, which I think gave me peace, because I was like, you know what? I'm going to put out there what I believe, it should be or it could be. And then it's like, if that's what they want, then great. And if it's not, then it's probably not for me anyway. Or you know what I mean? So the casting process was actually really fun. I remember the first time that we actually worked together, like, we clicked. It was easy, wasn't it? It was like, oh, this is great. I love working with Guy. I mean, he's someone that if he trusts you, then, he just lets you kind of play. He gives you room and space to do things and to try things.
I think sometimes that great films, they represent something greater than themselves. And I'm not labeling our film in any which way, but I think we represent this movement that's beginning to happen in Hollywood, that ethnic, diverse groups can lead Hollywood films to the finish line. And hopefully we can do that so then we can keep making films like this, we can keep giving people opportunities, and we can keep aiming towards equality and inclusiveness.
You know, there's a big part of turning 50. I've turned a corner in my life, and this film is, you know, really sort of marks a reemergence for me. I took a little over 2 years off away from film to study and learn and grow and sort of readjust my priorities. And yeah, the bucket list really sort of illustrates how I want to be in the world. I want to, you know, I call it the perfect noun equation. So I'm always looking for the perfect noun equation. I want to be with people that I love to be with, in places that I love to be, doing things I love to do. And this is the perfect equation for me.
Without turning this into the sycophantic roadshow, I have to tell you that Mr. Smith is unlimitedly inspiring in his generosity, and in no small part, the entire positivity of the set was because of Will's DNA, and he really is the man that he purports himself to be. So I'm just going to take this moment. It's my turn to cry. Thanks, Will.
No, it's been beautiful. Thank you, man. Oh, Mena definitely can.
Everyone, so, but Mena, come on, a couple from you.
A couple? I don't know a couple of different languages. I wish. Tetmini Feya, which means do you trust in me or do you trust me? In Arabic, it's a little different.
I do.
There you go. Yes.
I can do it in Ebonic. Yo, homie, we good?
I love it. Oh, wait, surely Guy can say it in Hebrew, no?
Hebrew. Yeah.
What about a Cockney accent?
Yeah, I think I'm better off doing it in Cockney. Yeah, either or, it's going to be anticlimactic. Just trust me.
Let's do the Cockney accent.
We had a really good one. There was a moment after Jafar's thrown Aladdin into the water, and we come back, and it's this big dramatic moment turning towards the end of the film, and we walk back in, and Jafar is with the Sultan, and he sees that Aladdin is still alive, and Genie walks in, and we all know he tried to kill him, and Mena has to walk right up the middle, and he looks at Jafar, and his line is, "My Sultan." He's telling the Sultan, he said, he's supposed to say, "He's not who he seems to be," is the line. And Mena, in the moment, he walks up and he looks, and he says, "Him nam whom him seem him is." What?
And Marwan had to respond.
Marwan had to
Oh, I'm not who I'm saying I'm is.
And Will actually made T-shirts
I
made
got
with that.
T-shirts that say, "Him nam whom him seem him is." And that was one of those terrible acting moments when you start laughing. You can literally, like, it's this crazy thing that happens with actors, and it's you start laughing and you can literally shut a set down for 3 hours. Like, you just can't, you never can say the line again, because now you have to walk in and you look.
Because you can see a laugh in the eyes.
You can see a laugh in the eyes, yeah. It is, but so I was like, yeah, that was one definitely for the African American audience. We appreciate him. Him nam whom him seem him is.
Sounds like that might have been the funniest moment for everyone, apart from you, Mena.
Yeah.
He was tired. It was towards the end of filming.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I'm glad I could make everyone laugh.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
glad.
fantastic.
For me, you know, one of my funnest moments and something that I can cross off my bucket list is the improv scene me and Will had.
Oh my God.
It's known as the jam scene now. Guy was kind enough to, he kind of staged, he blocked this scene, and Guy already kind of made it awkward by blocking the scene by creating a lot of space between the royal family and Prince Ali and the Genie. So there was already that, and he kind of just let us riff a little bit, and I got to improv with Will, and it was hilarious. He was... we were playing with concepts like, and this actually made the film, but Will kind of does a bomb dropping, and me and my Aladdin brain, I went, Aladdin wouldn't know what a bomb is. It's before that. So we were just riffing off ideas like that, and it was great.
It's been such a journey for me because it started literally at the same time that Howard Ashman and I were creating Little Mermaid, we were creating Aladdin. And Aladdin was originally a buddy picture with a princess, but it was like a kind of a homage to Hope Crosby Road Pictures and the golden age of Hollywood. And then it became a romance. And then it became Howard was gone. He never lived to see either, excuse me, Beauty or Aladdin. Tim Rice came in and we wrote Whole New World. Then came the Broadway show. And it's just been this journey. And when I came to this, I really wanted to be part of Guy Ritchie's team. And I didn't know what a Guy Ritchie musical would be like. Right. I mean, who knew what that would be? And actually, one of the best experiences for me was watching the evolution in Guy also, as I would bring songs to him and play them and get his opinion back, and we got this communication going. And then when he loves a song, it's just watching him listen to it is amazing because he just is so into it. Yeah. And I've just loved watching your journey. It's been great for me. And now watching the film, it's unbelievable to think 2 years ago we started this going, who are you? Who are you? What is this? And here it is. And it's a miracle.
And it's brilliant.
Let me share this whole new world with you.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.